Ghoul School. Once there was a boy named Nick. He left his math book at school and went back for it that night. When he snuck in, he discovered that the school was haunted. There were lots of ghosts, but he wasn't really fazed. He just sort of let them pass right through. And they weren't cold. In the nurse's office, he saw a ghost nurse taking a zombie's temperature. It was 0. She gave him an aspirin and told him to get some rest. Nick ran down the hall, up the stairs, and saw the pencil sharpener spinning backwards and unsharpening the pencils. He ducked just in time because one was spinning for his groin. Nick looked out and saw a PE class playing kickball using the principal's head. Ouch. The gym, the climbing rope had a noose. It was covered in blood. Nick, he was confused, so he left. In the second grade classroom, it looked like the ghosts were learning in cursive, in blood. Or maybe it was just ketchup. Hard to tell. Through a window, Nick saw the parking lot filled with old cars, Model Ts, Studebakers, I don't even know what that is, and a 1932 Rolls Royce with a ghost chauffeur. Pretty boss. He wondered, if ghosts could drive or if their hands would just go right through the steering wheel, like some sort of magic thing. Then it pulled away, went down the street doing at least 90. Question answered. Nick wanted to go home when he saw the chalk floating across the blackboard, writing, "You can never leave." Tried the door, and it would not open. So then he sat down and thought, and he wasn't sure what to do. So then he stood up again and screamed! And he tried to sneak through the teacher's lounge, but it was filled with cigarette smoke, and he couldn't see a bleeping thing. He tried to use the phone in the office to call his mom, but the line was dead. Actually dead. Really dead. He tried to climb out through the bell tower, but the ladder kept stretching into infinity. So he kept climbing into infinity. Then he got mad and climbed back down. And then he... we're running out of time, aren't we? He looked down the hall and saw the custodian. Not the ghostodian. The real custodian. Nick ran to him and was about to give him a hug and tell him what happened, and then he ran right through and he was gone. Then the principal came up to him. Again, this was the same principal whose head had been used for dodgeball. Kickball. Oh, yes, it was. Where's my notes? It was kickball. Excuse me. And then he told Nick to scrape all the gum from under the lunch tables. It was the nastiest thing he had ever done. And just as he was scraping the last gum off, he heard a howl. Okay. And a ghost came up to him, passed right through his head. Nick passed out.